Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for SP500 with Elliott Wave Theory. Today we're going to be focusing on the smaller timeframes here, but first we are just going to be looking into the higher timeframe macro picture and then diving into the smaller timeframes. Now let's take a look at the main idea that we've been dealing with, which was a WXY or an ABC down into wave W of high degree, intermediate, I'll label it here. And then we would be looking for a triangle in here in the wave X with A, B, C, D, E. And again, invalidation is at the wave C highs around 42, 45. If the price gets beyond that, then this whole idea is invalidated. The wave E took out the trend line slightly, but again, not anything very crazy about that. It still looks very decent as a triangle in my opinion. The other way of looking at this is the WXYXZ, which would be a triple correction coming down from the all-time highs, and this would allow us to pivot from these lows of October 2022. Since then again we would have a potential bullish case where we would have a diagonal here into a wave A or wave 1, then wave 2 here, and if we want to be bullish this would be another 1, 2, and then we would be going off to the moon. To me, I don't really like this as such, just based on the structure over here. We have not hit anything that turns this into more of a bullish count. That's why I'm still a bit more bearish. Of course, the first sign of strength would be taking out the 42-45 area, which we would invalidate one of the bearish counts. Now, even if this was to happen, where this was a pivot, we could still be bearish on this. And the way to do that would be this. We would have an ABC in here into W, and in my opinion this looks better than the contracting diagonal mess that we would have to force in here to label this more bullishly. So again, in my opinion, it looks better as a wave W in here, 3-way pullback into that wave X, and then wave Y to be coming in later on. And yeah, this to me looks very decent. Again, this would be the option 2. If we again took out these highs here, 42, 45, and again, as you've heard me mention that area now multiple times, you know that it is a very key area. So that's that. Of course, wave Y is looking for a 3-way move, in which again this would be the first structure, second and third, something like this to be happening, and yeah, that would be that. Again, the same idea. Even if we want to be bullish here, we could be looking for a pullback before the rise up higher. Now let's look into the smaller time frames here that we've had. Turn into 1 hour time frame, and again this was the so-called bullish setup for now. At this moment again we would have this as an ABC coming down. Again, this is the high of February 2nd, and since then again we would have the low at 13th of March. Since then again expanding diagonal into wave 1 or wave A, then 3-way pullback into wave 2 or wave B, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I still like this based on RSI, and extensions are hitting the 0.618 here like that. 38.2 hit also for the wave 4, which is the main target as well. Yeah, I do like the way that this comes in as a wave C. Again, there's no reason to be thinking that this would be a wave 3. Why? Because we did not have an extension there. These are all bearish targets that we've hit. And again, we hit just the 1-to-1 extension. We have not hit the 1.236 even, or anything else. But you do you, and I just measure things based on my experience so far with the Elliott waves and the extensions that I want to be seeing. This 1-to-1 here is comparing this wave 1 here to the wave 5 here as with the length, and again they seem to be very similar in size, which again fits very well. Now smaller time frames, we were looking for this 5th wave as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had I had an issue here where this was a potential 5-way structure here instead, but again the previous structure was in 3 and same was the last one, so I'm not quite sure how I should be looking into that, or if I should just ignore the structure here and just go with the trend lines that it looks like, a contracting diagonal. But yeah, that's that. potential top here. Potential. I'm short, but again, I'm not saying that this here is anymore the best area to short. Why? It's because again, new price data has come back here. We had a, in my opinion, very clear three-way structure. Of course, you could be saying that it is something like a diagonal here. I don't buy that. We don't have any overlap between this and even here. I don't really see any reason to believe that this is a 5-way move. It's just, yeah, to me that looks best as a 3-wave. Then we had some kind of retracement that we know for sure that it's not a 5-wave since we have already taken out the lows. Here we see the largest consolidation of that whole run in the middle, most likely saying that, okay, this is a 3-way structure. Okay, and that's that. Since then, again, if we are zooming in just a bit more, we would have this as a potential start of a new structure here downwards. And if we are looking at some extensions, we can still see that we are within those bearish areas. 121 to 1.382 here is the more bearish areas. Now, what do we have here that starts with a 3-wave? Well, most of all, it is a corrective structure. Another corrective structure here and another corrective structure. Now, there's two different ideas here. One of which is saying that we have this as a WXY. Overall, let's take a look at a measurement here. 1-to-1 is around 41.40. And if the price comes back there, this is definitely a key and interesting area. We have previous support here, which definitely offers liquidity. We want to be taking most likely this out before any kind of move up, regardless of what kind of time frame or what kind of a degree or a count this is. That is one of the targets for sure. Now, why do I think that we are coming down here is just based on the current structure. We had a 3-way move here. We had a potential 1-2-1-2 here, where we would be looking for this as a 1-2, 3, 4, 5. We have divergence here now. So that is the first sign of that. Okay, momentum is fading a bit. But I don't see us having this completed as of yet. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's the one that I would be looking at the moment. So, again, two options. Either this is a WXY as I mentioned, or if you want to be super bearish, I guess, or more bearish, I should say, is that this would become a wave 1 and 2 of a diagonal, where this would become a structure, something like this. Wave 3 ending here, 4 and 5. Of course, we don't know how this is going to turn into, but I'm sure that I'm going to be looking into longing these areas over here somewhere. That is the main plan for today. Again, either this is turning into a 3-way structure, which does not take out these highs, or probably does not even extend this far, which would be the 1-to-1 of this wave 2. You should not take that, 41.75. So you could be placing your, or you could be having this as a mental stop for any kind of bearish options here. Also, if we break the channel coming downwards, assume that we pivot from here. If we break this channel coming downwards, then this whole thing would be over as well. But to me, this still has the potential. But on both scenarios that I currently am looking for, is that we are going to be getting some kind of move up. Either it's going to be in 3 waves, which would be having the possibility of continuation of this motive wave or this diagonal coming down, or we would have a start of the previous, or a continuation of the previous trend, which is this higher degree time frame going up. We have only now broken structure from here. We only previously created some highs, but now we have taken out the structure, and again this is turning more bearish. I think SMC guys are only now bearish because again we took out the structure. Elliott Wave provided us some previous potential setups here also, but SMC wise I feel like this is a kind of important low that we took out. Now we could be looking for pullback, continuation, and then larger pullback before we get the continuation against these highs as a pretty decent short opportunity. But again, my eyes are on this area currently and how this is going to go up, if it is going up. But those are the ideas for today. Again, if you enjoyed and managed to get this far into the video, I would appreciate likes and comments on this video. If you're more interested into learning what I have to offer, check out the following advertisements. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video. Bye bye. A couple of advertisements here: Patreon Elliott Wave Basics course, weekly live streams and more Elliott Wave analyzers. Udemy Elliott Wave Advanced course, including RSI, risk management, Elliott Wave strategies and time analysis, and counter trend capital trade setups, education and community. Check us out if you're interested in learning more.